Is there a chat? I can't see. If there's a chat, start chatting so I can see if there is a chat. There we go. Sandy's in. Sam Champion. Listen, I like to think of myself more as like what is his name? Eric Cantori. How's the sound? Everybody can hear? You can hear? Like hurricanic in nature pretty quickly. Like, are we here? Are we up? Are we up? Are we frozen? Stand by. All right, we're back. So the weird thing is with this is like, let me know if you can hear me. The weird thing is that it's happening so early. We're all the way on the other side of the coast to where the storm is, or where we would think the storm, well, where we know the storm is gonna, I guess, have impact, and it's still a good 5 hours or so away from making landfall. But it's pretty. It doesn't seem it right now, but it's pretty ominous already. The wind has picked up pretty good, more than I would think it would for this time of day for a storm that's still so far away. Give me a check. Can we hear? Thanks, Sandy. So it looks bright behind me, and I think that that's more of like iPhone brightening it up. Well, actually, it's not that bad. The other side, I'm looking through the house, and out the door on the other side, it looks rough. What's up, Glenn? How you doing? Glenn, I need I don't know. I got a hankering to maybe pour a couple of fingers right now of something brown and something strong, but I think I'm gonna hold off. I want some compliments of how brave I am, because this is very brave. What I'm doing right now is doing a live stream, and I'm not manned up. I'm not just for manned up. Normally, I would prefer, if I was going to go live, to be a little bit more just for manned up. But yeah, it's just it's bravery. It's a brave thing for me to be doing. See this tree behind me. This tree behind me is will make you a little nervous there. I don't know. She might be in for a fight. Thus, the digs over here. being up for a little bit of a challenge too as well. Scale of 1 to Glenn, I'm good. I do not know. I'm not going to be bending the elbows at all. I think I'll stay sober, basically. I've never been one to drink necessarily in any other situation than like a party mode. You know what I mean? I don't drink out of sadness. I don't drink out of anxiety. I drink if it's like, if there's a party to be had, then that's when I start drinking. What else is going on? I got 6 people in here. Let's get the chat going, if you're so inclined. But some gusts come in. It picks up. It kicks up pretty good, and then it quiets down. Kicks up pretty good, then quiets down. I would imagine it's going to kick up a lot more as the hours pass. But still relatively nice. As far as temperature goes, it's nice. It's pretty warm still. I just went to Publix, and they were packed. Publix was still going. It was no chaos, no nothing, but and no lines, but steady, just steady. Publix was semi-full. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know why I was going there, but I pulled off, and what I got at Publix was simply 8 cans of SpaghettiOs, because they were $1.25 each, and I got a case of water. So Glenn, you said you've been cutting back since you got home, and good for you, man. You said you were going to do that. I'm all for like a little last hurrah trip. Go in, go hard, and enjoy yourself, and then get home and clean it up a little bit. So good for you, man. Absolutely. Maybe you can keep it nice and easy. Moderation until when, until October 4th of 2025. I still got no. There's something on the table that I'm going to announce. I think it's honestly of this thing happening. I think it's a very low 22 to 24% that this thing is going to happen. But there's an opportunity on the table for me, and I got to eventually announce that. At least kind of talk about what it is. Nice gust coming in. Ooh, wow. I don't know if you could hear that, but that is a very ominous sound. It's getting loud out here. Can you guys hear that at all? Carol. Yeah, so if you guys see that tree behind me, if you guys see that thing start to maybe look, that's really the only thing. Well, there's another one here. That, jeez. That and the fact that we're like so close to the intercoastal. The intercoastal is like, so that building right there that you see, that's literally on the water. And I am too. There's actually a closer, I guess, path to the intercoastal waterway, and it's high. So, yeah, you worry about that a little bit, and that tree. That damn tree. What do I got to get inside for? I mean, this thing is I guess being inside is. This is crazy. If this is like, if trees are going to start falling now, yeah, we got problems. This is so early in the game, you know? Anybody else in Florida that's watching right now? Anybody else in the area? I mean, and this is crazy too because I think, you know, right here it's supposed to be fairly fairly safe. Like there shouldn't be too many problems in this area from what you hear. If you're watching any of the reports, dare I say people might even be evacuating to here where I am right now because that is absolutely out of control. That the way things are looking in Tampa, that's just going to be not, guys. I think we all sometimes get a little bit numb to the whole hurricane thing. I guess whatever, another hurricane. I don't I don't understand the mentality of just not getting the hell out of there. Like I said, there's just, you don't know what this thing's going to do, and leaving. I'm just hearing the noise from supposedly what is a safe distance from the hurricane at any point. Just hearing the volume and feeling the throes of nature right now is a little daunting. I can't imagine anybody over that way that's really staying there. You got to get out. You got to go. Sandy says 2 weeks ago today we were at sea loving life, and now this is happening. So crazy. Yeah, it's true. I still don't know how, like hearing all the chatter, I still don't know how we avoided that any kind of crazy seas or high seas or anything. It was crazy. It just, we didn't feel any effects of Helene. Yeah, just give me a warning. If you see that thing start to go behind me, just say, "Hey, Tommy, get up, get out of there." That's all. The weather was really good. We had like one rainy day. It was nice. I loved it. It was beautiful. Carol and Sandy and Glenn. Who else? Somebody else. I got 7 people in the room. Where are you? What are your conditions? Everybody else good? I made a announcement on the Patreon about a little bit of an adjustment to the show, a positive step forward when it comes to the show, and I will announce it obviously on the regular show. So I'm excited about that. Not really anything that would affect you guys too much. It's just this nice little step forward with the the journey that is always be booked. I talked to Doug Parker today. Shout out to Doug Parker. I talked to him today. And I would say, where Doug is a similar situation to where I am, except he's on the other side of it. He's a little bit north of it, I think in a relatively safe distance. I'm a little bit to the south of it in a relatively safe distance. Kind of like equal degrees of safety, but equal degrees of, it's going to get a little dicey. You know what I mean? Like I said, sometimes you have to trust technology. And I look up and I see all the reports say that, from the storm surge to the wind, everything should stay fairly manageable where I am. So we'll see. Who else is here? Say hi in the chat. Come on, let's get something going here. Feel free to hit the like button. Supposedly that's supposed to do something good. If you guys want, we can go take a walk. You want to go? Want to take a walk? See where the water is? Brandy G. Hello, Brandy. Nice to see you. Welcome. Hopefully, you're nowhere near this. All right, let's walk. Give me a second. All right. I don't know if this is the best idea, and bear with me because it's going to be loud. The wind is going to be loud, so hold on. Let's turn it around. It's sunny where Brandy is. I think I switched over. I think I was on the Wi-Fi in the house. And I think now I am on the 5G, whatever it is. Can you guys still hear me? All right, you're going to see the Intracoastal Waterway in just a couple of minutes. So hang in there. This is the boring part. But you're going to get a little scenicism, a little bit of a scenic view soon. See all the cars? Everybody's staying. You know what I mean? Nobody's like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are keeping the cars here. My friend told me you should get your car out of there. I gave that a good thought for a few minutes, and I don't know. I'd have to bring it somewhere, then Uber back, and I don't even know where I would bring it if it would be as, safe there. Who else is still here? Stay with me. Keep talking. Come on. It looks better on the phone than it does in person. There was a huge rainstorm before. I had my buddy John, he told me he's out in the Uber Eats streets in the field making some deliveries. Probably a good idea. If my wipers were working properly, I'd be out there too, because you probably get a lot of sympathy tips, you know what I mean? I gave a sympathy tip. I went through Starbucks, absolutely closed. No issues there. I get it. Then I went to Dunkin' Donuts, they were open. Coffee cost $4.50. I gave her $8, Changed her life-changing amount of money I just gave her. All right, here we are. The seawall. Look at these nut jobs. All right, so this went down a little bit. This water went down since last time I was out here. I can't believe I just saw a jet ski fly by here. Not too much else. Yes, Carol. Carol is generous, I gotta say. I've seen it in action. And, listen, that's why if you're generous like Carol is, it's not a bad thing. You break a couple of ashtrays in a boutique store in Nassau, your karma is still there. Your karma backs up that ashtray breakage. And we did offer to pay for it. You offered to pay for it. We all offered to clean it up. All right, so here we are. This is the Intercoastal Waterway, and that is the barrier island across the way. I'll do a Tommy Pan job, trying not to fall into the river. Yeah, the Crocs are out. Crocs are out heavy today, boy. How do you got... Dude, this is what Crocs are made for, right? All right, let's pan across. So here's the street level. There's an apartment condo association, whatever you want to call it. Pan across. Intercoastal. Yeah, Carol, it happens. Ain't nothing. No big deal. I think I hear an engine again. I want to see that jet ski fly by again. I don't want to lose power. Losing power is annoying. You know what I mean? Is anything more annoying than losing power? There we go. Let's get a wave maybe? Hurricane jet skiing. I don't knock the hustle at all. This is the Intercoastal Waterway. This is what goes up the entire country, basically, for the most part. And it's pretty interesting because, like, all throughout the country, you could point to the coast and there's the mainland USA and there is a barrier island. And that is the barrier island. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just stays like this for the. I think we're supposed to get a little rough about, like, let's say, I don't know, 2 to 5 a.m. that area. But who knows? But guys, one thing they mentioned previously, that there was going to be some tornadic activity today. And we all expected that across Florida. But I'm not sure anybody expected the level of tornadoes that actually came through. Like, I think it was like a record-setting amount of tornadoes. I was watching this one guy on the weather, and he was streaming. Some nerdy kid, I mean, again, I mean that in a complimentary way. Some nerdy kid who just had access to this crazy weather software, and he just kept talking about all of the tornadoes, and he was like freaking out. And I talked to Doug, and Doug was like, "Oh, I know that guy. I know who you're talking about." And we were kind of watching the same guy. Look at this compound right here. Sorry. The zooming effect and the strong winds are not a good combination. But yeah, this is where we are. That is I think that's someone's home. I believe that's somebody's home. If I'm not mistaken, that's just a super rich person's home. But you know, you have smaller versions of it. Like this guy ain't playing around either. So this is not political whatsoever. Famous last words. But I was doing the Uber Eats the other day, and I got an order. I got an order from Baxter's chicken joint. So then I was told by the guy that, like, he was like, "You're not going to be able to get to me." And it's like Palm Beach Island. So Palm Beach Island, if you know, is a little bit more north of here. It's just east of West Palm Beach, right over the bridge, and that's part of the barrier island. So I'm driving, and I'm trying to get there, and I'm just following the map. But this guy's texting me. He's like, "You're going to have to go a different way." But I'm like, you know what? Maybe try to see if the app takes me the right way. Maybe the app knows that there's closures or whatever. So I'm going over the bridge, and I'm trying to get to Palm Beach Island. And it's dark out. And Palm Beach Island, they don't want anybody there that doesn't live there. And they're not necessarily the most directional friendly place. There's not a bunch of street lights. You feel like, I mean, you're literally next to the Atlantic Ocean, but it's got a little bit of a country vibe to it because it's just, you know, they want to be private. They want you to get lost if you, they don't want you to be hanging around in Palm Beach Island if you don't live there or whatever. So I'm trying to get around and I can't get anywhere because there's police blocking everything off. And you would look around and you would think that there was some sort of a, threat of war going on. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I don't get what I'm supposed to do here, how I'm supposed to get to you. Now the guy starts directing me. I'm like, this spoiled brat. I was pissed off because I was like, how spoiled is this guy? He's got to get his Baxter's chicken fingers, and there's some sort of lockdown like crazy. So there's some sort of threat that's going on here, clearly, that we don't know about, that they're not talking about, that's not on the news. But the whole half side of the island was completely locked down and you cannot get to where this guy was. So he keeps texting me and he's saying that, all right, you make a left here, see that cop there, you can talk to him, tell him you have an order, this and that. So they let me go. And then I had to go through another cop. I had to go through 3 levels of cops as an Uber Eats driver. And I finally got this guy his food. And I asked him over the phone because he called me. I was like, yo, what's going on down here? He's like, I can't talk about it now. When you get here, I'll tell you. By the time I got there, I realized the guy I was dropping the food off to was one of the he was not a cop, he was like a SWAT guy. He was head to toe in military garb, grenades on him, machine guns, black on black, tactical gear, helmet. And I realized this guy is guarding Mar-a-Lago. So basically that was what it was. I had to go all the way to Mar-a-Lago and I go, they're doing this. So I guess this is what it is every night. If you try to go within 50 yards of Mar-a-Lago, or more than that, half a mile of Mar-a-Lago, you're gonna be screwed. I mean, forget it, you're not getting in. It's out of control. They had the entire half the island, I should say, completely locked down. And yeah, it was crazy. But we're out here. Maybe we've said all we can. Chat is absolutely not existent. Nobody's talking. So I guess we'll wrap it up in a few. Winds died down a little bit. This is what it is. This is what happens. If you see storms and how they work, they're basically spinning. It's like a rotation. And as they rotate, it kind of comes in waves. When it comes around again, the outer bands are, I guess, varying in strength with rain, with wind and everything. And when it spins around to where it's a rough part, when it hits your area, that's when it picks up, but then it'll die down again intermittently. But these seas are picking up. You see this tide is moving across pretty quickly. I will. See, this is the this is the complex, and this is the water. So that's the only thing that makes you like a little bit nervous, because, you know, nature does what nature wants to do. And, you know, when it comes down to it, that's the only thing you're really worried about, is having to get on one of these roofs. You know what I mean? You don't want that. But there is no reports whatsoever out there in any way, shape, or form that suggests that that's going to be something you got to really worry about. So hopefully that holds true. Hopefully this will be beyond us. See, that thing's moving fast. Normally, you don't get that type of current on this intercoastal waterway. It's usually much more very slow and kind of tranquil. You're getting a nice little current here. A little bit of white water as well. Be safe, Tommy. Let us hear from you throughout the day so we know. Yes, Carol, thank you. I appreciate it. Charge everything. Well, the thing is, yeah, I was thinking the charging thing too, but worst case, you go in the car, right? I will go in. I had a bunch of frozen, I bought a bunch of frozen stuff to eat, and I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but what if the power goes down, electric oven and this and that? So I'm cooking off a few meals and putting them in Tupperware. I think I'm overreacting, but I'm an overreactor, I guess, right? Again, nature, that's it. Mother Nature, you do not have a say. When she starts getting going, you find out very, very quickly how small, insignificant, and helpless you are if Mother Nature, starts to decide to do what she's going to do. I saw a video today. I was crazy. It was crazy. These people are flying through this hurricane right now in planes. Can you imagine? Is it even make sense to you? People just fly through. I don't even get in planes. Now I'm going to get in a plane and fly directly through a hurricane? I mean, that is insane. I got a DM from Sherry from Cruise Tips TV. And Leah, what's up? I got a DM from Sherry from Cruise Tips TV, and she said, "Oh boy, I'm going into Fort Lauderdale tomorrow for Princess." All I responded with was, "Are you sure?" I mean, they're out of their minds. Princess Cruises. They're trying to do that ceremony for the Sun Princess, the new Princess cruise ship that's coming out. And I don't think that's going to happen. As of now, it's still announced that it's going to happen. And people are coming into Fort Lauderdale, and people are talking about how it's not going to be that bad and you should be able. I don't know. I think there's a few issues with Princess still trying to hold this event. A, logistically, are they able to host this event? And B, there's a little bit of a sensitivity factor to it, no, as well? Should you be, I mean, where are they doing it out of? Port Everglades or I don't even know if those, Port Everglades, forget about it. I don't even know where it's supposed to happen. I guess it's Port Everglades. If Sherry's flying into Fort Lauderdale, it's got to be Port Everglades. So my point is, like, is that really going to happen? That's why I said, is that going to happen? Is somebody at Princess probably has to kind of, let's just put it bluntly, take their head out of their ass and say, A, it may not be feasible, and B, with all the destruction, it's probably not appropriate to be celebrating a cruise ship christening in the middle of Florida while this is all going on. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Even though, I mean, this is a statewide problem. This is a statewide issue that's going on right now. And I think it's not as bad in Fort Lauderdale as it is here. I understand that. But again, they're going to look a little silly, kind of, all the pomp and circumstances. Exactly, right, Leah? Read the room. They're going to look a little silly with all the pomp and circumstances going on, with all this destruction, and let's be quite frank, maybe some death that's going on too. It's just not a good look. I don't know if it's out at sea until Friday, but supposedly maybe Friday, I don't know. Sherry said she's coming into town tomorrow. So I don't know if it's tomorrow. Maybe she's coming into town tomorrow and the ceremony's Friday. Maybe that's what it is, but either way, I stand by what I said. Because maybe, I mean, it might be fine for her to land in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. That might happen. But I could also see a scenario where everything's backed up and she can't land in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. So that's why I said, are you sure? And yeah, I would be interested to see if they go forward with this naming ceremony. It definitely is closing, I think, like now, maybe. It's probably closed, but I guess they may be projecting for it to be opening tomorrow. Sorry for the shaking, it's just windy. Half the state tore up, exactly, Carol. Things have died down a little bit. I guess, like I said, those bands kind of just swing around, and we're in a spot right now where the bands are, where we're not that windy or rainy right now, but that's what it does. This is what these things do. I've been through a bunch of these, so I've dealt with a lot of these down here, and yeah, that's what you get. You'll get like a, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the hurricane, hunkered down, this and that, whatever. But then you'll see it kind of calm down again, and it'll be in a cycle. So it'll pick up and then it'll die down. And then I think when it's really kind of over us is then that's when it just like really sustains. And then hopefully by, as early as possible tomorrow, we'll be through this thing. It's tame in West Palm Beach. Crazy, because I do know that there was, West Palm is a big city, Leah. So everybody knows West Palm is big. So you may not have, but there were definitely some tornadoes that touched down in Palm Beach County, and I think in West Palm too. I think there were a couple of tornadoes. Probably most of the tornadic activity has been west of us. We're Leah, me, you, we're all on the East Coast pretty much. Most of the activity, the real tornado stuff, has been kind of west of us, more towards like the Lake Okeechobee area. But yeah, there was some tornadoes. Yep. But yeah, I'm surprised to hear that it's tame up there pretty much, because yeah, it actually is a little tame here right now. But as you guys saw before, it was got a little dicey. That wind was howling before. And we did have one bad kind of like normal Florida rainstorm, but it's been fairly dry considering. But yeah, I was hoping for another jet skier or two to come by. Yeah, it's nice. We got a nice little pop going. Here we go. No? I thought we had a jet skier. I heard an engine. I'm losing it, guys. I'm out here hearing engines, and there's no engines. Should I try to hop this? In the chat, should I try to jump this or not? Should I try to jump this? All right, we got one no. See, this plant is the only thing that complicates it. You know what I mean? That would be funny, right? Imagine just trying to do a little YouTube live, and I end up in the drink. I don't think I'd be much of a match for this current. As many of you know, I have won a few swimming races in my day, and yes. When I was 9 years old, I was swim champion of the canal in East Rockaway. Long time since that. And yes, I haven't snorkeled in a while either, so I'm definitely out of shape. Leah, I would probably end up by you in West Palm sooner than later. If I ended up in this current, I would have no... I mean, it would be funny, right? If I just fell in this water. Look at Carol and Sandra coming up with the same joke. A little phone in the water humor for a Hurricane Wednesday. Ain't mad at it. That was a great picture you sent over of the dinner. Very appropriate. Very appreciative. I got to get over this thing. Let's do it. Now, you know what? That crack is troubling me. That crack right there, I would have just did it right there. It's not that bad of a jump. It's just that crack. Is that crack gonna hold me up? I am on my more. I'm on my heavy set. I'm in my heavy set bag right now. I'm in my pleasantly plump bag right now. So maybe I should refrain. And really, what am I doing over there, right? There's really nothing. You're not gaining anything by going that way, right? I can get out to that dock right there if I wanted to. Oh, it's Chris. There's Chris. Here we go. Chris encouraging me to do it. You know, I think the gators are far away from this area right here, right now. There we go. Picking up. Picking up. Yeah, that damn tree behind me. She's going to be a problem, that tree. I'm worried about that dang tree. That's going to be the news of the day. Keeping our eye on that damn tree. If you guys, Chris, Leah, if you guys need any SpaghettiOs, I just stocked up on SpaghettiOs big time. Oh, here she comes. We got a band. No rain though. Just a wind band. Actually, yeah, I did. Chris, I did think of going to pick up something, not Michelob, something a little stiffer. I was going to maybe pick up some of the Tito's. But I was like, I don't want to do that. Because you know me. Because I can tell you right now, if I did get that Tito's, I absolutely would have tried to make that little jump there for no reason. And yeah, I get very audacious, and the inhibitions get removed. And I don't know if this is the best time for that. Carol, gone. Enjoy, Carol. Thanks for tuning in. Look at these. You could surf these waves now almost. What does that view remind you of? What does this view remind you of, right? My friend Joelle is in West Palm Beach. I don't know who's watching this, so shout out to her if she's watching, but I know she'd be silent. But they got them a generator up there, and she invited me to head up there in the event that there's a lossage of power. But I figure, let's keep it tight. Let's hold down the fort down here. Let's hold down the compound, right? Said smart decision. That must mean Leah's back. Yeah, right? Chris would have been like, get over there, jump that thing. All right, guys. Looks like we got another less than 1 hour of sunlight out here. I was watching the news and I was like, you know, we all have to, and honestly, let's do this together. Let's, whatever you do, thoughts, vibes, prayers, whatever you can offer up for those people that are on the West Coast. Because, I mean, just imagine being out there and the sun's about to go down. And guys, category 4, if it's a category, I know it weakened a little bit, but category 4, direct hit on your coast is, I mean, it's almost unthinkable. It really is almost unthinkable. They talk about things like the obstacles that they have as far as debris that has not been cleaned up from the last hurricane, Helene, and that kind of being blown around or drifted around. And, you know, it's not about if, there is going to be severe loss and tragedy. And I don't know, I just hope anybody who's within harm's way got out of there. And let's do our thoughts, prayers, and just overall good vibes and good energy to everybody that's on the west coast of Florida that is in the path of this freaking beast. Let's all offer that together. Hopefully, you know, you don't want to be in that. You don't want to. I mean, it's crazy here. It's crazy. Night's about to come down. Imagine just a storm like that bearing down on you in the dead of the night. Storm surge, wind, rain, everything. And these hurricanes, they're not to be played around with. And my thoughts, prayers, and everything are with everybody on the west coast of Florida, as I'm sure yours are too. And I guess that's it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gone. As soon as I figure out how to turn it off, I could exit.